Very good morning to you all, dear student. Today I am going to deliver about the double circulation in human heart. In double circulation in our human heart, as I told you that human heart is a wonderful organ for the human body. It helps in the circulation of blood. But as you know, that heart is playing major role for our human physiology, for our body. In that segment, very important to understand the circulation path, the working of human heart, and then why it is called double circulation. The human heart circulates blood two times in the heart. That is why this circulation in human body is called double circulation in human heart. When we go for the circulatory system, the blood is circulating in the entire part of the body, and then it again return back to the human heart. So first of all, when the heart pump out the blood to the lungs, and then after lungs it again return back to the heart, and from the heart it moves to the entire part of the body. So when you understand in my first lecture of the human heart, when I explained that blood is coming first time, when it is coming from the body, it was impure. As you notice, it was deoxygenated, and when it goes to the lungs, it becomes oxygenated and it becomes pure. And that pure blood, which is transported to the entire part of the body, which gives energy to the body, these two times circulation between the human heart and lungs is called double circulation. When you start the working of the heart, you must not break the connectivity of the blood, that it is floating from one right auricle to the right ventricle, then it is transporting to the pulmonary artery, and then reaching to the lungs. And after lungs, it again returned back to the left auricle or left atrium. So when this coming back to the heart from the lungs, it is quite natural, it's sure that this blood, when the blood is coming from the lungs to the heart, it is oxygenated. When the blood is going to the lungs, carried by the pulmonary artery, it was impure, it was deoxygenated. The percentage of oxygen was less. But when it is coming after the lungs, it is oxygenated, and then this oxygenated blood, as I explain you, that this side you can see, this is right hand side and this side is impure and this is pure. You can easily understand. When I am going to explain that the first time the blood is coming in the right auricle, and then it is coming into the right ventricle. So this right hand side blood, these two chambers are having deoxygenated blood. Okay? Got my point? Right auricle, right ventricle. And this blood is coming from the entire part of the body. It was deoxygenated, and this is oxygenated by the lungs. So pulmonary vein is bringing blood from the lungs. You look at this. From the lungs to the left auricle or atrium. Clear? When it is, this impure blood is reaching to the lungs through the pulmonary artery. Now try to understand, the double circulation means entry of blood 2 times in the heart, right? The first time when it is coming, right auricle, number 1, number 2, it was impure. Then number 3, pulmonary artery, it is carrying, every artery carry, as I told you, that every artery carry the pure blood from heart to the entire part of the body. But this pulmonary artery carry impure blood between heart and lungs. And another, why it is pulmonary? Pulmonary, the meaning of pulmonary means lungs in the Latin word. That is why it is named as pulmonary artery. Look at this. The lungs name is pulmonary. You know, you have heard that pulmonary failure means lungs failure. It is related with the lungs. And the pulmonary vein, when it takes oxygenated, when the blood is mixed with the oxygen here in the lungs, then this oxygenated blood is coming back to the left auricle, left side, you can see. So this left side is having the pure or oxygenated blood. So entire left hand, right hand side is pure and these blood will never mix because there are interventricular septa and interauricular septa. Okay, so this supply of pure and impure blood between body and heart and lungs, this is called, you know, the double circulation of blood. So when you look at the human circulatory system, it is very important and very interesting. Try to understand the involvement of the wall. There are wall, you know, these two walls which are present at the mouth of this pulmonary artery and aorta is called semi-lunar wall, and these two walls are called auricular ventricular wall. So there are total 4 valves. 2 are at the mouth of pulmonary artery and aorta, and 2 valves are present between auricle and ventricle. So these 4 valves are playing a role of opening and closing during the entry of blood in the chamber and during the exit of blood in the chamber. When both auricle are putting blood into the ventricles, respective ventricles, during this time AV valves are open and the semilunar are closed. You got my point? But during ventricular systole, when ventricles contract, the AV valves will remain closed, will be closed, and the semilunar valve will be open for the supply of the blood to the lungs and to the entire part of the body. As you notice that ECG, electrocardiograph, tells the entry of blood, exit of blood from the chambers. So in ECG you have noticed the real situation of the human heart, electrocardiography. In this we see how does our heart work, what is the pressure of heart, what is the, already I told you that what is the BP? The normal blood pressure, as I told you, the normal blood pressure, is 120. Again I am going to take you 120 mm Hg into mercury and 80 mm. It's blood pressure. You know what is the blood pressure? The pressure exerted by the blood in the vessels are called blood pressure. The pressure exerted by the blood is called blood pressure because of this pressure it is going to supply to all part of the body. Okay, when blood is moving from the ventricle, it is thrown upside, it is called systolic. So 120 is systolic pressure. And 80 is the diastolic pressure. Systolic means when we uplift the blood from lower side to upside, it is called systolic pressure. It is higher because it requires more energy. And as I told you that the ventricles wall are comparatively thicker because it requires more hard work than the atrium, than the auricle. That is why the wall of the ventricles are comparatively thicker than the auricle. And now today I will explain, as you notice that in the double circulation, 2 times entry in the heart. So when you go for the circulation, there are 3 types of circulation. Number 1, coronary circulation. Number 2, pulmonary circulation. So when the blood is circulated between heart and lungs, this is known as pulmonary. And when the blood is circulated from the heart to the heart, it is called coronary, because heart is also requires energy. So when the blood is circulated between heart and heart, from the heart to the heart, it is called coronary circulation. And the pulmonary between heart and lungs. You got my point? Means coronary between heart and lungs. Between heart to heart, between heart and heart. It means you can write heart to heart. Heart to heart. Coronary, pulmonary between heart and lungs. Okay? And the third one is systemic. Not systematic, systemic. Between heart and human body. Between heart and body. So it is clear. Coronary between heart and heart, from the heart to the heart. Pulmonary between heart and lungs. And the third one is from the body, look at this, from the body to the heart and from the heart to the body. Body between body and heart, between heart and body. So there are three types of circulation. Okay, so I'm sure that there is no any doubt in your mind that what are the circulatory path, what is the ECG, what is the blood pressure. It is in your course that you have to understand the circulatory path, and you have to understand the opening and closing of valve if you want to go for the complete study of the physiology of the working of the human heart. One thing before concluding this topic, and I will tell you the difference between blood and lymph, and then blood clotting I will explain. So which begins the circulation of blood in the heart? Which one is called pacemaker, by which the heart systolic and diastolic begins. If you want to know the complete thing, there is one SA node which is present at the right hand side of the right auricle, and this again another node which is present between auricle and ventricle, at the junction of auricle and ventricle. This is called auriculoventricular node, AV node. So my question is, which one is the pacemaker? As you know that artificial pacemaker works when the patients are not feeling well, the person is not feeling well. Patient is placed with the pacemaker here at the right hand side of the right auricle. So the first natural heart initiator is called sino-auricular node. This is related with the brain, and this switch on at the time of heart pumping, and it never stops throughout the life. So SA node is the heart initiator, is the natural pacemaker by which heart pumping begins. It's a very interesting and important question for you. And the next one, when this gives to the message to the ventricles, again after this the message is carried forward to the bundle of His, then Purkinje, and that is why the auricle ventricles are related to each other, and it continuously pumps systoles and it diastoles. There are terminology in this heart: systolic pressure, diastolic. So which one is very important? The SA node, then AV node. I'm sure that it is clear in your mind. Now, moving to there is another, as you notice that the blood is made up of RBC, WBC, platelets. Another circulatory system, another transport system, the second transport system is carried forward through the lymph, and lymph is playing vital role, very important role in body. Lymph is colorless fluid. It is not in red color, but it is playing vital role. It gives protein to the body, antibodies to the body, because lymphocytes are producing lymph and lymph node are producing lymph. Like blood is produced by the spleen and produced by the bone marrow, the lymphocytes, which is the part of WBC, produces the lymph. Now I will explain the difference between lymph and blood. I can erase this now. Lymph is extracellular fluid. You can call it ECF. Sometime. What is the other name of lymph? Lymph is extracellular fluid. As far as the difference is concerned, it flows bidirectionally. Means from the heart to the body, from the body to the heart, right? But on the other hand, the lymph flow is not bidirectional. It flow unidirectionally. From tissue to the heart only. From tissue to the heart. As you know, this is extracellular fluid. It flows unidirectionally, not from the heart, from the tissue to the heart. Now, it is colorless. Or little bit yellowish color. Yellow in color, you can say, not contrast yellow, but it is colorless because you know the blood minus RBC equal to lymph. You can make a formula, blood minus RBCS. Lymph, what is lymph? You can deduct the RBC, you can reduce the RBC and the rest thing, plasma and protein. You know, plasma. So this lymph is colorless fluid flowing in unidirectionally only from tissue to the heart, and its another name is extracellular fluid. And you know, this extracellular fluid is playing vital role. It produces antibodies which makes our immunity system very, very strong. So as far as the difference is concerned, you have to write this. What is the other name of this lymph? Lymph is known as middleman between tissue and heart. So this lymph is produced by the lymphocytes, produced by the lymph node in the body, and it is flowing unidirectionally and it produces the antibody. It's a vital role in the human circulatory system. It is second systemic system of the second circulatory system. What the first one is blood and the second circulatory system is lymph. So you have to write the difference between lymph and blood. Okay. Now after this, after any injury, blood does clot. The blood clotting occur between 3 to 7 minutes. So another small topic, blood clotting or blood coagulation, blood thrombosis. As you know, which corpuscles are responsible for blood clotting? You know, the thrombocytes are platelet. Another name of thrombocytes, platelet. Okay, you know that blood is clot with the help of, always blood clotting takes place with the help of thrombocytes or platelet. You have noticed. But a little bit working the physiology, how does this blood clotting occur? First step, blood cells injured. Then after injury of blood cell, when the injury takes place, the bleeding occurs and prothromboplastin is secreted. and this prothromboplastin material is converted into thromboplastin. And after this, prothrombin, which is soluble prothrombin, soluble thrombin, and this it is not in the soluble prothrombin converted into thrombin, and then this thrombin entering into the next step, that is fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is soluble, still it is soluble, not going to clot. Fibrinogen is soluble only, and this fibrinogen is converted into last step with the help of Ca, calcium. It is taking place. Prothromboplastin, calcium is very important, plays very important role. So fibrinogen is converted into fibrin, and this fibrin is making network like a structure. It is insoluble. This soluble does not dissolve. Insoluble, this fibrin insoluble, and then RBC and WBC stuck in this, and the blood clotting takes place. So this is the blood clotting mechanism. 3 steps required. First time the blood cells injured, then prothromboplastin secreted. After that it is going to be converted into thromboplastin, then prothrombin converted into thrombin, and the last step is fibrinogen, which is soluble form. It convert into the fibrin protein. It is a type of protein which is insoluble, and it will be converted in this fibrin. The last point, the RBC WBC is stuck and makes a network like structure, and this blood clotting takes place. So blood coagulation is the thrombing of the blood is very important role. It takes 3 to 7 minutes in human body. So in this lecture it was 2-3 topics I covered today. The first one is the double circulation. How does the entry of blood occurring 2 times in the human heart, between heart and body, between heart and lungs, heart to heart, coronary circulation. So in this you have noticed the first thing, the double circulation, and you have noticed the second thing, a very important thing, the difference between blood and lymph, and third thing I just explained that what is the process of blood clotting, what is the process of blood coagulation. So in the human heart you have to notice different things in this category, in this lecture. So at the last moment I will give you some assignment questions. The first one is, what is double circulation in the human body? What is double circulation in human heart? What is double circulation in human body? You have to explain. Mention the different types of circulation. As you notice that coronary, pulmonary and systemic. So coronary circulation, pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. You can see the video and then you will be able to write this. Then number 3, third question. What is difference? Mention any two between blood and lymph. Okay, it is very important question that it could be asked in the board exam, that what are the main differences between blood and lymph. As you know, the lymph is playing vital role in the body. So any two main differences between blood and lymph. And the last question you can write, as I just explained, that what is the mechanism of blood clotting. Mention the mechanism. Mention the mechanism of blood clotting. So these are the 4 questions for assignment, that what is double circulation in human heart. You have to explain, right? How does this entry of blood occurring 2 times in the heart. First time it was impure, then you can write the path, circulatory path. You can mention the circulatory path. Okay, and the mention the different type of circulation, pulmonary, coronary, systemic, and the 2 differences. Very easy question. It will take only 3 minutes for writing all these assignment questions, not very lengthy. The differences between blood and lymph. Okay, and the last one is mention the mechanism of blood clotting. How does blood coagulation takes place? How does this blood clotting takes place? What is the clotting agent? You know, fibrin is a clotting agent. Sometimes there would be question that which is the point by which the heart's systolic and diastolic begins, that is sino-auricular node. So for this module, for this lecture, it is sufficient. Thank you, boys. I will be meeting you with the next topic, with next lecture, with next contents. Thank you.